Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today, we're making shakshuka. Now this is a really easy to make, tasty Mediterranean dish that's good for breakfast, lunch, even dinner, and it packs a spicy kick. So, let's get started. Alright, so for this recipe, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, half of a red onion, peeled and diced, 1 clove of garlic that we're going to mince, 1 jalapeno pepper, finely chopped, 1 red bell pepper, seeded and finely chopped, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 4 cups of ripe diced tomatoes, or 2 cans, 14 ounces each, of diced tomatoes. Then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of mild chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a pinch of cayenne pepper or more to taste, a pinch of sugar, and then we're also going to need some salt and black pepper to taste. And for this recipe, we're going to be using 6 eggs. And optionally, you can use half a tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley for garnishment. Alright, so to get things started, we're going to prepare all the ingredients. And the really cool thing about this recipe is how versatile it is. You can always switch it up with the ingredients to your own personal taste and flavor. And based on the country of origin of the dish, you can find several different finishes of this entree. So with this recipe, we're going to start with our red onion, and all we want to do is take away the outer peel of the red onion and then finely chop it up into tiny bite-sized pieces. And once the red onion is finely chopped, we can go ahead and set that aside while we move on to the red bell pepper. With the red pepper, we just want to remove the inner seeds and the stem, as well as finely chopping up the pepper into bite-sized pieces. And once that's finely chopped, we can go ahead and set that aside as well. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when my next video drops. And stay tuned until the end of this video for a sneak peek of the recipe coming next week. And with the garlic, we just want to chop that up as well, so that when it starts to cook in the pan, the flavors will be able to distribute more evenly. And for some nice heat to this dish, we're going to finely chop a jalapeno pepper. And so what I like to do is create thin slices of the jalapeno pepper and then stack them on top of themselves and then cut those slices into 4 pieces each. That way we can kind of ensure that each bite of the shakshuka has a nice kick to it. So now we want to heat the olive oil in a deep, large skillet or pan on medium heat, or 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And we just want to make sure that all of the olive oil has a chance to fully cover the cooking surface of the pan. And once the oil reaches temperature, we can go ahead and add our chopped red onions to the pan. You want to saute the onions for a few minutes or until the onions begin to soften and become slightly translucent. So now that the onions are slightly translucent, we want to go ahead and add the garlic and continue to saute the ingredients for another few minutes. Once the garlic and the onions become pretty fragrant, you can go ahead and add in the diced bell pepper and jalapeno pepper. And then you want to saute all these vegetables together for about 5 to 7 minutes over medium heat until they've all softened. And look how vibrant and fresh this dish already looks. You know it's going to taste great and it's going to be good for your body as well. So after you've sauteed everything for a few minutes now, you can go ahead and add the diced tomatoes and the tomato paste to the pan. And we want to stir all these ingredients together until they're well blended. And it's at this point where we can add our spices. So we want to add the chili powder, the cumin, the paprika, the cayenne pepper, and then we want to add the sugar, salt, and black pepper. And I normally add the salt and pepper once I stir in the initial spices into the dish. And for the salt and black pepper, you don't need much. You just want to give it a thin sprinkling over the top surface with both the salt and the black pepper, and then stir that into the shakshuka as well. And I like my shakshuka a little on the spicy side, so I always add a dash or two more of cayenne pepper. So if you're adding another bit of cayenne pepper to the dish, you want to go ahead and give the pan another quick stir before the really fun part of the dish happens. So now we're going to crack an egg onto the tomato mixture, one at a time, making sure to drop them evenly over the sauce. Eventually, we're going to cover almost the entire cooking surface. Now, these eggs will cook over hard style, but you have the option of cooking them over easy or over medium as well. It just depends on how you like your yolks cooked. And for some final touches, we're going to sprinkle on some freshly ground black pepper to the tops of each of the eggs. Now we want to cover the pan and allow the mixture to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes on low heat, or 225 degrees Fahrenheit or 107 degrees Celsius, until the eggs are completely cooked through or over hard and the sauce has slightly reduced. And you just want to keep an eye on the skillet to make sure that the sauce doesn't reduce too much, which can lead to the shakshuka burning. But I do love the fact that this dish basically cooks itself. Once you cover the pan, you just let it sit and wait. And you can watch the magic of the trapped heat of the dish cooking both the tops and the bottoms of the egg, as well as allowing some of that flavor of the shakshuka base to filter through. So after the 10 to 15 minutes are up, we can go ahead and remove the lid of the pan. And what I like to do is add a little more color to the dish, so I add that chopped fresh parsley to the top of each of the eggs. And one portion size of shakshuka is one egg with all of the tomato base underneath it. And you want to serve this dish hot. And just like that, you just made shakshuka. So my best friend is from Israel, and he introduced me to this dish. And ever since then, whenever I want a tasty breakfast or lunch, I normally make this. It's definitely a great meal for those looking to lower their caloric intake as well, while still feeling full. And if you don't want this dish incredibly spicy, you can always omit the jalapeno pepper and the cayenne pepper. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine, Volume 1, Finding Your Inner Chef, and that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in the description box. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when my next video drops. And stay tuned for next week, where I show you to make this amazing fried dish, schnitzel. You don't want to miss this one. Well, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine, and until then, peace.